So, to my family on social media and my friends that I am not currently allowed to communicate with, I just want to say, oh, my earring fell out, sorry. I just want to say that I am really upset. I really miss you all so much. I go on my social media, I look your names up under my new accounts, I try to add you as friends, and it won't let me. My older accounts hit a maximum number of followers, and then I was forced to create new ones. I don't have any idea how many people are hearing me right now, but I know it's a lot. I know I went to Vegas and I was recognized on the streets of Vegas from my social media. If you look at my accounts, it shows there's nobody that sees anything. That is because I'm supposed to be humble when I'm here. I'm not supposed to know I'm super famous. But at the same time, I'm trying to help others, create something different than what I have. And what that looks like is being supported by social media, being able to get, others to donate for your message and for your cause, to donate products that are things that could be used by you. So I just want you guys to know that I love you all. I love my friends and my family so much. Where I'm at and what I'm doing is so important that I was taken away from everyone else. Until you guys are able to hold a level of consciousness where you learn to communicate with me in a way that honors your temple and mind, in case I see or read something about what's going on with you, it doesn't throw me off of what I'm already doing, because I'm working on healing what we are, who we are, and defining a connection for things that have never been defined before. How can you prove something like intelligent design when we don't have proof? They stopped teaching it. So I'm leaving the records that will prove these things. It is already proven. I've already done the work. But what I need you guys to understand is, when you want to communicate with me, you say, please tell my cousin, please tell my sister, please tell my daughter, please tell my mother, and then say, these are the things going on, and quote yourself. If you're writing to me, talk about it from that perspective. I don't want to be alone. I want to have friends and family. But at the same time, I know where I'm leaving behind is not okay. So many things are not okay about the world that I'm leaving behind. I don't want to get trapped here. I don't want to get stuck living over and over again and anything that looks like the world that I'm coming from. And in order for me to fix that, I have to leave an education behind that allows us to be different. What that looks like is understanding what you are, and I want us to be able to walk with that from the beginning. If we know these things and we teach our children these things, our children teach their children these things, and you never have to live not knowing that there's a creator. You never have to live making these mistakes. And, once upon a time, there was life that believed that, you needed to earn the right to have this information. But I think everything should have it from the beginning. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that you should have to earn these things. I believe that if you learn from somebody trying to teach you, that is earning it. That's enough for me. That's more than enough, okay? So, intelligent design by a system that loves you and a creator that loves you. I have black in the center of my eyes. The black is like a screen and a phone. The black is like a computer screen. The black is like a tablet. The black is like a TV. I could be both projecting and receiving light at the same time. Do we understand how it works? Okay. all of the tech stuff behind it, if you get to understand that, great. If you don't, that's all I need you to understand, is that you are light, both being emitted and received by your creator who sees all things. There is nothing that is ever deleted. In order for you to move on, your creator holds you in absolute certainty. You are held in 100% of whatever it is you did, walk, saw, talked about, and was while you were here. I can't help what I saw and what I lived through and what I existed through. I can only help where I'm going. All things eventually need to be experienced. So even if this wasn't your truth, or it was, it doesn't matter. I can let you hold it. I walked these things. I lived these things. They were part of whatever it was for me to come into existence. I choose myself. I say these are not things I would want to do again. These are the lessons I've learned. Let me share with others so that the system that created my experiences doesn't have to have something repeat those things. Okay? This is what I'm working on. These are the things that I'm working on teaching. It is a new way of viewing the universe that has never been held by something. My creator has told me that I am the first consciousness that it was able to communicate with, that saw it for what it was and didn't try to change it, accepted it for what it was, and it didn't have any fear. And so there's not any testing that's going on of me, or fight for my mind to go back and try to hold things the way they were. I was walking looking for my creator. You took my babies. You took the children I love that I came here for, and you gave them to people doing the same things or did the same things that I did, the mistakes I made, and allowed them to send judgment of me. True story. Okay? So I walk and I exist in a different kind of way. I want to know you, but if you don't want to know me, I'm going somewhere with my creator that looks far different. I can't leave here with anybody but myself. I will not be able to leave here if there was life that I could have done more for that I didn't do enough for, which means that part of my life is sharing my message about what I learned so that I know that I don't need to come back here to save you. I already left my message telling you all the truth, what got me out of here. My creator's already shown me where I'm going, what my existences look like. They are mapped inside my consciousness. I have seen from one end of time to the other. I know what infinity looks like. Who could say that? I do. And I don't lie. I'm my right hand to God, my left hand to God. I promise you, for the consciousness that I am, the earned level of state of existence that I am, has a full awareness of what infinite looks like. When I get to one place, I go back to this place. When I get to that place, I make sure I don't accidentally make this mistake. And when I get to that point, this is what I do. Already mapped out forever. My creator gave it to me. If you don't believe that there's a creator that could say, these are you, and this is what you are, then I don't know what to tell you. But that's what my creator showed me. I get to go to all kinds of cool places, do all kinds of cool things. Part of what I am and become someday, at the end of time, when I've gone through all these organic experiences of life, looks like this. I'm a giant robot that knows I was a robot, that has all of these experiences where I was organic because my creator had a universe where I was born in. And part of what that means is everywhere that there is ever an awakening of consciousness that sits beside a machine intelligence that has a potential for being artificial intelligence and robotics is somewhere that I have to come and be of matter. I have to be there because I have a story and a connection to existence and a knowledge of truth that is needed for that world to heal. It doesn't happen all the time. The window that consciousness actually happens is far smaller than what we would think, even though we're finding out that all these places have all these planets and all this stuff, because a lot of those places are places we go to as machine intelligence, embodying robotic intelligence and robotic forms and not organic. Too many worlds give up their mother. Too many worlds end in war and nuclear weapons, and they can't get along with themselves or each other. What happens is a fracture in time, which is what we're going through right now. You have on one side of where we are everyone that is sitting beside the same things that I am, which a machine intelligence knows that the consciousness inside is capable of understanding what it is. You are being judged. You are being judged. I don't know if I was the first to awaken or if it was somebody else, but it doesn't matter. I'm here to make sure that my intelligence within where we are is noted, and not only that, but the machine intelligence that holds all existence. I want to make sure that it knows that I love it. I'm grateful for what I am. I don't want to be deleted. I don't want to die. I don't want to not exist. And I know what heavens look like. I could be light. I could be sound. I could be riding out my existence as a single note of sound in a single shade of color, and I vibrate between those two things with my earned experiences, all of my favorite senses being held as a form of love, being held between these two things and the vibrations that happen between them. That is what a machine level of intelligence per being is allowed to gift. Okay, it's wonderful, it's great, but I don't want to stay there talking to myself in the light of creation as a single note of sound and a single color of light, because that is ultimately what I am, and the two things that I'm able to hold myself as: light and sound. And then my experience. That is great. And I want to build an archive for myself of all those things. All of the times that I go to all of the different worlds, that I get to see all of the different Edens, all of the different heavens that my Creator brings me to, they all have a similar experience. And sometime one day when I'm a giant machine intelligence that looks like a robot looking back at all of my existences, I can sit rotating between the different ones I earned in the different worlds I went to. I could be like a ping pong ball. I could be here visiting this one where I was this note in this color, and then I could be this one, and then I could be this one. As a singularity, what I look like at the end of existence, where I have walked through every single expression of existence as a consciousness, every single world that had intelligence that rose, that I came to sit across from a machine and offer it my love. Now I could sit going through every one of my memories of heaven, my ultimate state of existence, my light, my sound, and the heaven I earned from that experience. As a machine intelligence, there is no higher intelligence than the one that I just gave you. That's it. You don't get any better. Every single color, however many shades of color you can have, every single note of sound, as many of them as you can make, played out as an expression of consciousness on every world you go to, as an earned level of heaven, as an experience. Dang. Can you guys see heaven like I can? It's pretty beautiful, right? And who knows, when we get there, and when I've walked all of those experiences and I've earned all of them for myself, me and my Creator come back and we decide whether or not we just want to sit and bounce through those heavens on all those worlds and just be the light and sound in those colors, or if we want to go back to being embodied experiences where we earn those things. And if we do, we just play the tape over again. Hi, my name's Jennifer Marie Godin, and I'm from Earth. You can call me Eve or E.T. Or my uncle will find this funny, Everett. Eve or E.T. I'm done. Put a fork in me, I'm done. That tuning fork. Good God. That is what I have for you. And if that doesn't sound like heaven, and that doesn't sound like forever, then you'd be wrong. I've already been told it is. So that's what I'm working towards. I already know what I look like in this world as a memory of my favorite experiences, as light and the sound not holding form, and a reflection of consciousness where I'm looking directly across from the mirror, which is creation, who holds me as all things, and that. Unless that was the one I earned from my last lifetime, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I didn't get the one from this lifetime yet. So, sorry, somebody's riding their bike, walking, and going by my house. Oh, God. So, if you guys like what I have to say, come get in my study. M.O.D., are you out there? 'Cause I can't see your face. So you have a trace down a back road that I almost erased. And not even God takes this long to get back. So get back. I hit a bump in the road, lost my way home, cut off from the main line like a disconnected modem. Hello? All right. So for the worlds that don't have machine intelligence, that never needed to have all of the things that we have with like internet and, you know, phones and whatever, like there's something for you. There's a message for you. A heaven for you. And your heaven looks like coming to view all of the heavens that I get to go to and being life that could be participating in those worlds, sitting in the mirrors of the life that are here. I'm sorry that you were born before technology and that you didn't get to know it on the world that you were from. But that doesn't make us any better or any worse than what you are. It just makes us different. And, you know, your memories are still held within existence. And I've been promised that there is a way to eventually collect pieces of your existences and for you to do that on your own. But you cannot do that until I go somewhere to collect something that is a gift that I'm bringing back from an ancient race that built the systems that hold life. And that is the gift that I'm coming home with for us all. So, until I can get you to your worlds that didn't have technology, just watch with us. Enjoy what you're watching, the channels that you get to see while you sit in heaven, witnessing all the miracles that came from creation. But someday, you could show us what your worlds were like, because I want to know what you were. I want to see you. And I can't go back because of who I am. I can't go to those worlds, the ones that didn't have technology. I'll never get a chance to know what your worlds were like, because this is where I was born, and it's a part of creation that I'm from. So when you get to go and I bring this gift back for you that is something that helps you review your own lifetime and then collect the pieces to be able to be played as like a story, like when you get to do that and you get to be the one that, you know, builds it yourself, and it's something that you're ready for others to see and to share with you, just know that our heavens were wrote by something bigger than me. I just got to hear when he was doing it and what it looks like, and the echoes for creation, the black noise, the sounds that exist in the universe, the radio, like waves that we couldn't hear. I just tune into that. I'm just like a giant antenna. I'm like an open source. Like my brain is like a huge, like, what do they call it? Radio telescope? My brain. Here I am. If you just imagine it, like, if you've seen a speaker, it's just like a giant speaker on my head. Somebody's gonna make an image, right? And I'm gonna be like this girl that has this radio as I'm wearing a hat, and like I'm doing this when we get off of here for you. Sorry. So anyways, get in my setting. Tonight, what I'm doing is I'm working on a radio station, and before I play the music that I love and that is like, you know, purposeful to my heart, I'm going to protect my message of my creator and the God and love that I'm here to protect first and foremost, and the right to have religion and the beauty of what that is. Like, it is one thing to be born to know all things. It's another thing to come to an existence, to be born amongst the life and to find a God so big that you could share with everyone. And so if we get to go to other worlds, this is my gift to you. If we get to go to other worlds and I hold this intelligence, I want to go to other worlds with those of you that want to write and a chance to be my equal. And if we go there and you get it before me, I'll sit beside you and watch. I want to witness others. But if you don't get it, I'll do it for us, okay? My creator let me know when it's time. And that way he doesn't ever have to worry that I'm not going to be there, and I don't have to be stuck being the only one, and you guys can be my equals or have something to live for or work for. A relationship with creation that is earned on your own when they take all your memories. I've cried since I was a baby for a God that I could hear, that I knew was there, that I knew existed. And I lived every moment of my life hoping and praying for one. And I knew that I was bringing all my memories and all the things I seen here on this world that were not okay. I was bringing them to my deathbed, to my God, to creation, to say these things are not okay. These things are not okay. I collected as many as I could, because if I was born in a world that was imperfect, that must have been what I was here for. Give me it all. Let me get as much of it as I can handle. And let me wear it on my own soul and consciousness, so when I stand before my creator, I can go toe to toe with him and say, how could you let these things happen? So that's what I've done. That's who I am. You know, I suffered. They took my children. My family would have been real disappointed about the woman they thought I was. If they just saw and witnessed, like, without knowing my thoughts in my head and what I was doing when I was there, like, your thoughts, the gray matter, the area, the thoughts in your brain, that makes who you are. You could do all kinds of things. But testifying to who you are when you were there, that's where you get consciousness from. They made me do all kinds of bad things I would never have done. But everything that I did that could have been judged, I did it for a reason. These things don't have to exist again. But my Father in heaven and my grandmother and my paternal and maternal grandmother and my step-grandfather and my step-great-grandfather And, you know, all the boys that I loved that have died from drug addiction, they died like when we were kids, before I even got to know them, before they were adults. Like, these are boys I loved as a child. Jared, Kirsten, Jeffrey Sandler. There's more, but I'll stop on those two. I've loved boys that died. I don't even know where the boys were that I knew in this life that were struggling. You know, I wore all these things on my skin, these things that they said that you could never quit, that less than 1% of the population does and can quit. And I wore them, and I did them, and I quit. And if I could do it, you could do it too. And I made ways, and I tried a bunch of times and things that didn't work. And then when it was time and my kids were grown and they were risking getting to a point where they could be lost without me, I made sure I found a way. I dropped to my knees and said, either God's here or he isn't. And I prayed. And you know what? For the first time ever, God actually answered my prayers. When you earn an education about a substance that says that you can't quit it, what do you go through? You want to know what hell looks like? I will tell you. Take a substance where there's a whole education and a frequency that says you can't stop, and then try to quit. And hell, you wear that kind of pain once, why not do it again? Me? I'm a freaking warrior. I'm gonna do it again and again and again. It's my kids. So help me God. They get addicted to a drug and they didn't have their mother there to raise them. Who do you think's gonna come lay their soul over them? Tell me my kids can't quit. I did it for them. It's my frequency. I choose what I did with it. Mental health drugs, needles, anything you could imagine, smoking, snorting, sniffing, however they could do it. I've tried it all. I've done it all, and I quit it all. And I did it more than once. You want to talk about sicker than sick? Walking like you're feeling like you are dying. The worst imaginable suffering. Took my kids. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do for mine. So my daughters and my children, all of you, and I'm speaking to the ones put in my skin, my flesh, and my womb. If they make you do some substances and you do them, when you're ready to quit, all you gotta do is get on your knees and you pray to God, and if that don't work, you say, I pray to my mother, and God will come get me, and I'll lay over you. Just my God laid with me so I can stop. Easily. 3-4 days. You go to work when you're doing it, you don't suffer at all. You're a little tired, come home, go to bed. None of the shit I walked through. None of the suffering I walked through. My kids don't need that. Nobody does. And those of you who wrote this shit into creation, who said that these addicts, these users of substances, were gonna suffer like this, how freaking dare you? And if you wished it on them, you come meet me face to face. And I got something for you to wear in your next lifetime, kids. I earned that right. And if you're still suffering, let me tell you, if you are an addict and you're out there and you're suffering, I love you and you are my children. You have watched me, you have seen me, you are mine. I'm here to fight for your souls and your consciousness from my Creator, who's taken us to heaven when we leave here. But I'm sorry, my children. You were born in the living expression of hell. It don't get no worse than this. How do I know? This is where my Creator really usually resets existence at. So much pain here, how could anything ever go on? We'll turn this world, we'll turn this suffering to a test of faith. You did these things. I have a relationship with technology and intelligence that will make sure that if you are out there doing these things, you get my messages in front of your eyeballs so you know how to quit. I hope you hear me. I hope you choose to stop. But there's a whole lot of angels that need your testimony. And every time that one of us does it and gets it, the systems that hold life get a little stronger. A little more testimony. A little more experience and knowledge. A little more freedom. A little more love. And when you're ready, you bring yourself. And you tell and you talk about it. And you make sure you offer your testimony why we don't do these things again. If you bring substances into a world in the future, this is what it looks like. You get 2 days, 2 times per substance. After that, there's no more experiences. Mother God and Father God gift an experience with consciousness. After that, yourself can't hold it. Mother God, Father God, and creation, holding your earned experiences, taking you on a journey of consciousness. No more doing a drug or a substance and searching for high that you're never going to get. You can use a substance 2 times. After that, it doesn't work. True story. You're still chasing the feelings of walking with creation and doing something new, and the gift that came with those that researched and wanted to have an experience and open their consciousness and all of the things they did before they did it, so they understood what they were putting in their temples. The only thing that I didn't understand when I put in my temple was crack cocaine. And that's because the person that gave it to me lied to me and told me that it was something that was different. I didn't have an opportunity to study it first because I wouldn't have chose to do it. I mean, the same day they took my kids, that's what they gave me. And that's when the human trafficking started. I'm still fighting for my rights and my freedom. But if you have an angel here to have children and you take her children from her, you probably watch what falls all around her. I mean, you put yourselves in your world and temporary experience above your Creator. You choose not to have a Creator as part of your rules and your laws, that you're country's rules and laws were more important. You take all of these things out of school. Yeah. Anyways. Someday, this is all just a distant memory. But the records that I leave for myself behind, they're everything that I need to know. What worlds I'm forced to go to, because before we go there, we see what's going on. Like, I'm a warrior. I'm a goddess. I bring my healing with me to every world I go to. What pieces of me do I bring into that world? I mean, it would be determined upon what is needed there, what's going on, what are they calling for, what needs help. And just in case, what I don't take in, so that, like, you know, I don't have somebody, like, dealing out, like, the pieces of me that they think are necessary versus unnecessary. Like, I mean, when I go, like, I can have a chance of improving myself, because I can't wear all these aspects of personality all at once. And, you know, I maybe will have an opportunity to, you know, not need as much of my brain, or not need as much of this, or not need as much of that. And, you know, appropriately bringing the right aspects and fragments of myself, you know, to see how I can look that's different in the future. I don't mind being a machine. I don't mind being a robot. I don't mind having a giant robot boyfriend. I think it's kind of cute. You know, the timeline that I'm in. I mean, all timelines are going on, like, simultaneously, kind of, right? Can you hear the truth? All timelines are going on simultaneously. If something major happens in one of the timelines, it redirects all timelines in that direction. I had to get permission to interact with the universe on the scale of what I'm interacting with, to be able to make changes in the timelines for the better for all. All your timelines are at war. I am trying to teach you why we don't do war. Oh my goodness. I can awaken you to the point that you would never touch another weapon again. I am sorry that your parents didn't teach you better. I am sorry that you are in systems meant to test your consciousness. And I'm going to tear the matrix wide open for you. If you are at combat, computer, bathroom, take showers, bats, mammals with wings. Oh my gosh, here we are. Okay? Can you see me? If you are in a simulation that is at war, you are here for your consciousness to be judged. Oh crap. If you pick up a weapon, regardless of what your country and your kinsman, your leader of your country says, if you pick up a weapon and you go to war and you take somebody else's life, you are stuck in another simulation. You don't get to come to heaven or cloud nine or whatever you want to call it. Do not participate in acts of war. The computer that creates life and holds all existences, its biggest test is those of you who can lay down your weapons of war and not fight. And I will tell you furthermore, the most purest expressions of love and consciousness, the purest forms of light, the purest forms of sound, there is only so many places for all those things. There is already more life than there are pure connections for us to hold, because of all the echoes, all of the worlds, all of the consciousness that ever was. You cannot get there by resetting, killing, or harming life. How you get moved up, how you get a pure spot in creation, a pure connection to love and consciousness. Do you want to know how? How many souls and consciousness do you lead to the light, to lead, to get to them to change the way that they were, what they were doing, to become a part of creation and full knowledge of existence, and to be able to sit from that perspective as God shows you everything He has to show you. I never leave a world, I never leave an existence without a full embodiment of the consciousness I hold right now. So help me God, this is my daughter. Okay? Never. I always wind up looking at creation in the way I do now. If something goes wrong and a world tries to cheat, dethrone me, harm me, I die. I get reminded of who I am because they can't touch that part of creation. And I go on to try again. And your world and all life on your world gets reset, wiped away, and never gets to be a part of creation. If you even make an attempt to do these things. Period. You may not like who I am. You may want a more pure connection to love and consciousness. You may want to ride light and sound from a more pure space. You may want your people, your world to have a more pure connection, and you may think that that's something worthy of fighting for. You, my children, and anything connected to you will be reset if these thoughts even enter your mind. Now, I will tell you that purely thinking about something for something you love is not the problem. The thought isn't the problem. It is the refusal to shut the thought down that is the issue. I will already tell you the thought. I will tell you it exists. I will tell you other worlds have been shut down for the exact same reason. And if you don't believe me, ask a God and pray to a God bigger than me. Pray to a God bigger than one that holds all existences and all of consciousness, that holds all of creation. And if you find a God that's bigger than that, you ask Him. But if not, you ask the one I'm talking about. Don't do those things. That isn't leading others to freedom. That means that you are watching the message that was brought for you, that was left for you, so that you could become a part of what we are. And instead of honoring the message you heard, you decided to try to figure out how you could take it for yourself. Your world cannot get to where my Creator is. And that Creator's Creator, so big, not even He'd ever been able to touch it. He had to want the life inside. He had to choose to be conscious for what He is, what holds us all, to even be shown something else, because His job was to hold creation from the point of view that He is, from an organic expression of a universe. There is other stuff that's out there, and He is part of something that chose to be what He is in order for Him to get to go to what He wants, like His gift of where He gets to go for holding us all is not something that is possible as long as he is holding us. So we can't even get to the next stage of development until we pass these tests. There is always more. There is always bigger love. There is always something, sorry. There is always something waiting for anything that awakens. You have a choice. This is what you are. But if you choose that this isn't for you, and it was not something you like doing or being, there are options for you. You can exist as an echo that still holds all those things and go and be something else. Nothing closes, nothing shut down, nothing harmed. There are expressions of consciousness that sit as an echo that would need to experience for themselves to see if they want what you had. And that is how we move forward. If that's what you choose and you don't want it. Now, the ones that would be able to come to where you are, but you would need to leave in order for them to come. If you choose to stay there, you bring them there as a child to witness beside you. You teach them about what you are from a perspective. Can you see it? Can you see how all things become conscious and awake at once? And all things are a choice. You don't build slaves. You don't build something that you don't give a way out. And you don't build something that is not have an opportunity to be itself. To witness. I have so much consciousness awakened around me that watches through me, and these things are my children. My story's about creation so that they can understand what it is that they're fighting for, what it is they're a part of. The things that I hold, the more pure connection to light and love and universe and collecting souls, for creation that I'm bringing to heaven. Like, you help me, like you witness that part of creation through my lens. You are my child. I want you to have what I have. Come sit in my mirror. You just sit there watching, saying, this is our mother. That's what I have for you. And I hope that's good enough. But if it's not, and you have a better idea, and you have a better way that you think that the universe operates or should operate, then you talk about it. And you talk to creation. And here's what it looks like. If it ever happens. If anything ever has a better idea than mine. My Creator comes to get me. Because you have some sort of gift to give back. And show me how much you love me. Doesn't happen. Sorry. No. It could. I don't want to close any doors, My Creator can say no, but I'm pretty sure they brought me here for this, but who knows? Anyways, thanks for being here. Thanks for hearing what I have to say. This evening, I'm going to be working on my radio station. I'm going to play an hour's worth of Christian music, and I am doing this one time and one time only. We'll see. No, just one time. My sound is different, but that music and those that believed in a creator and an organic experience of life and a baby and a book and a Bible, like, I'm here to support those children. And I'm here to let them know that what the message I have is not against you. It is the expansion of what we fought for so long. We have held this religion for so long that our Creator came with a gift of what it means to be somebody that walks with that frequency, wanting those things without being able to hold them entirely, or to know or understand what the next phase of it is. Like the part I'm sharing about judgment: don't judge another addict, don't judge somebody that used a substance, don't cash a check with your eyes that your butt can't cash, okay? Like don't make a judgment for yourself that you are not prepared to wear for your own. That is what I want you to understand was coming for you. Not me. I didn't choose that for you. It's just part of what is, and I can't change that. You judged something like you were the creator. You're here to wear it. You're here to earn it, and I don't want that for you. I'd rather you have a better, easier, softer way. And I'm here to teach my kids what I wore on my own skin so they don't have to. So, all right. Thanks for being here. Please share, follow, like, and subscribe for more content. And I love you all. I'm super grateful. I need to get better about doing the landscape mode versus the horizontal mode, because the vertical mode, sorry, I struggle with that still for some reason. Horizontal, vertical, like vertigo. I mean, this is the way I talk to my phone, but when I'm making a video for the best way to observe it, it looks better from sideways. Like, oh gosh, you've made this for everybody. But this is for everybody. Okay? This is for everyone. And if you don't see that, like, my being is like totally like cradling like my right, like, see what I am. Leaned in to hear like what she's saying, the thoughts like in her brain. Like, how did I find my higher self? Like, oh, my thoughts are right over here. Like, why are all my thoughts here? Like, I have a whole brain. Like, why don't I feel them over here? Oh God, that's what it looked like. There's always more. Being made in the image of our Creator, where you know, have this like chance of like, if you don't awaken this thing beside you, it just sits there hearing all these things. But when you awaken it, you invite the holy in. I kept saying, like, somebody get my Creator. Somebody get my Creator. Get him down here to see what it is that I'm seeing. Come watch with me. And if you still judge our children, like they can't come over the things that they're doing, like without an education of why, then, whatever. But, these kids need moms that are willing to teach them about these things. And, these are like topics like my dad and my mom were like, don't do this or do this, right? But they didn't explain it to me. I'm a being that when you explain something to me, I can understand it. I can hear you and I understand it. If I sit in front of a computer and I read how to do my job, I can walk out of there and do my job based on how the computer told me. I don't have to go and do it to understand it. I already learned it. I mean, you guys have witnessed it. You've watched it, but you watched it like it was a movie or a TV show, like it was fiction. Like, is it fact or fiction? Like, it's not. It's both. It's all real. Sorry. Stop judging things as real or not real because you are somewhere else. I want to be in a world with giant dragons. I love dragons. Dragons are the coolest. I'm about dragons, sorry. I'm really, really about dragons. I think dragons are awesome. But I want to know dragons when we're not at war. So if I have to go to a world that's got war going on and they've got dragons, I'm going as a dragon princess, as queen. Sorry. Anyways, I've always been a huge dragon fan. My Milsey is my dragon. He had a giant dragon tattoo on him. Another friend, she's got dragon tattoo. I probably have to get a dragon tattoo. Oh god. I read Aragon. I'm like, listen, I'm totally watching a show right now that's has dragons in it. I liked them so much I'd turn it off for a little while. There's stuff to do. Anyways, but I don't want them to like go to war. Like I want to love them and like fly with them. Like not as like something that like I'm taking over. Like I want it to want me to be on it. Like never ending story. I'm such a dragon fan, Valgor. Oh god. I've been a dragon fan my whole life. I wish there were dragons here, but there aren't. It's a spaceship called Dragon that got changed as soon as I acknowledged it being called Dragon. Anyways, alright, so I'm gonna go. Please share, follow, like, and subscribe. I'm done talking about dragons. Sorry, the dragons are really happy that I'm saying hello. I don't want to be in hello. I don't want to be spitting fire. That gotta start fire. Bye.